Amidst the vast, boundless ocean, where white-crested waves surge, and the sea breeze carries the salty taste of the immense sea, a monumental journey unfolds silently under the guidance of men with steely resolve. This is not merely a fishing trip, but a true battle for survival. A grand epic celebrating the strength of humanity against the overwhelming power of harsh nature. From the very first moments before dawn breaks through the thick darkness, the colossal rust-steel fishing vessel bravely cuts through the waves, crashing into towering walls of water, creating explosions of white foam that splash against the sides of the ship. On deck, a team of burly, sun-tanned fishermen, their skin glistening with sweat and seawater, intently observe every subtle change in the ocean currents. When the high-tech radar and sonar screens flashed continuously, detecting a massive school of bluefin tuna moving in the deep water, the atmosphere on board instantly became tense and heavy with worry. Orders were given decisively, echoing throughout the space, and the huge oil-covered cable winches roared, releasing thousands of meters of thick steel cables and a massive sign net system. Small but powerful speedboats, piloted by burly male crew members, sped across the waves at breakneck speed, tearing through the water in white V-shaped trails. The coordination between the mothership and the tugboats was flawless, a colossal machine operated by the absolute synergy of strong men, despite the relentless onslaught of waves several meters high. Once the encirclement was complete, the real battle began. The men strained their muscles, their bare hands, veins bulging, gripping the soaking wet nets, and together they leaned back, pulling against gravity.
Lowering the net now. Got it. Swinging it clear. Secure it quickly. Weather is worsening.
Below the surface, thousands of tuna began thrashing wildly, creating a turbulent sea of white foam, the sound of their thrashing echoing across the sky. The weight of the nets could now reach hundreds of tons, stretching the steel cables so taut they vibrated violently as if about to snap, the winches screeching and grinding against each other, emitting plumes of gray smoke from the extreme friction. And then, the most glorious moment arrived when a massive dark net was lifted from the water by a colossal crane. Tens of thousands of enormous tuna, their scales shimmering with a dazzling silver-blue hue under the sunlight, rained down onto the deck like a giant shower of seafood. The wooden and metal decks quickly became saturated with slippery seawater and the pungent smell of fish blood, transforming into a veritable battlefield where the men continued their relentless work. They tirelessly used rubber shovels, iron hooks, their bare hands, and the rumbling mechanical conveyor belts to sort, clean, and quickly transfer these fresh tuna into the deep, freezing holds. The work continued frantically day and night, under the scorching sun or in the pitch-black, bone-chilling darkness, illuminated only by industrial spotlights piercing through the thick fog.
Easy, easy. Set it down right here.
After months of enduring hardships at sea, the tuna-laden ship, laden with fish, proudly sounded its horn as it headed towards land, carrying the magnificent fruits of extraordinary labor. Upon docking, another massive logistics process was immediately activated. Massive tower cranes extended their enormous steel arms, lifting tons of frozen tuna as solid as boulders from the ship's hold directly onto the concrete shore. Dozens of muscular male laborers and forklift drivers operated the roaring machines, relentlessly moving the enormous pallets of fish, still emitting cold steam, deep into the state-of-the-art seafood processing plant.
Con cá này nặng 450 cân. Đã ghi nhận 450.
Inside, the scene was a stark contrast to the wildness of the ocean. Sterile, cold, and mechanical, yet the urgency was equally palpable. In the massive thawing area, huge tuna carcasses are lifted by a chain hoist system and then dropped into a giant aerated water tank, where swirling cold air collides with the warm water, creating thick clouds of mist that obscure visibility.
Rô. Rô. Kéo lưới lên nào. Cái phao này còn tốt không? Vẫn chắc lắm, cứ để vậy đi.
The pinnacle of the art of tuna processing lies in the fish filleting area, where skilled male butchers with sharp, cold eyes wield gleaming, long, sharp cleavers. With precise, decisive, and forceful cuts, they split the backs of giant tuna in half in the blink of an eye. The screeching sound of the knives on the cold stainless steel cutting board reveals chunks of fresh, firm, and high-quality meat. Each subsequent inspection is extremely rigorous. Male experts in white lab coats use metal probes to pierce the fish's core under high-powered lights, examining each muscle fiber and assessing its perfect freshness. A portion is transferred directly to a minus 60 degrees Celsius ultra-cold room, where male workers strain to push the fish into industrial circular saws, cutting them into small pieces amidst a blinding shower of ice and snow that clings to their eyelashes. Another portion is sent to a stifling, high-temperature smoking area, where men push enormous iron shelves containing tens of thousands of sizzling, smoking fish fillets, their fat oozing out in a fragrant aroma. Simultaneously, trays of premium, bright red fish fillets are passed through a continuously vacuuming machine, hissing and hissing, the plastic film shrinking to tightly enclose the fish fillets. A barcode is affixed with a flashing red laser scan. Rows of orange trolleys and electric forklifts, skillfully operated by male drivers, bustled back and forth in the freezing cold storage, stacking pallets of goods high on metal shelves, reaching to the ceiling, awaiting shipment. Once the arduous production process is complete, heavy-duty refrigerated trucks bearing the image of a mighty bluefin tuna roar and speed along the endless highways, carrying the precious gift of the ocean to bustling supermarket chains. At the final destination, burly warehouse workers hastily unload the goods from the steaming trucks, using their strength to pull the wire mesh carts loaded with cardboard boxes into the brightly lit cold storage area behind the supermarket.